Hey, it's Red, and today I'm going to be reading some /I Do Work Here Lady stories. So get ready, get comfortable, and here we go. I'm the bank president, idiot! This was back in the 70s when I was in the military. I was stationed outside Little Rock, Arkansas, and found I was in need of extra cash, so I got a job at a security company working overnight. There were 3 of us who worked security at a prominent downtown bank, 1 for day shift, 1 for swing shift, and 1 overnight. I was the swing shift guard. On the job we had time clocks we had to punch in different areas showing we were patrolling. There was 1 revolver for the 3 of us, and I found out it wasn't in working order. Not only dirty, but plugged up barrel and the cylinder wouldn't rotate. But it didn't matter, the ammo inside had turned green, making it unusable. So it was my 3rd night, and I'd just taken over from the older daylight guard, and I started making my rounds with my privately owned weapon and cleaning the duty weapon between patrols. When I finished cleaning and putting in new ammo, I carried it along with mine. The daylight guard didn't pass on any information and didn't write anything in the log, so I figured nothing out of the ordinary. One of the time clocks was in the main lobby behind the cashier's cage. When I entered the lobby, I noticed the vault was open, a light on, and some muffled speaking from inside. So I called for the police and proceeded to the vault, with both guns in hand. Hands up, and they better be empty. They put their hands up and slowly turned to me. They were in casual attire and had cash and books out, plus a good-sized hand tote next to them. The first suspect says, "What the hell do you think you're doing? Do you know who I am? It appears you're stealing money and are a thief." "You idiot! I'm Mr. Manager, the bank president. We're doing an audit." "Got identification to prove that?" Now, this was before lanyards, and many weren't issued IDs proving their identities or where they were. Not on me. My coat is inside my office. I can go get it." "Nope. You gentlemen walk out to the lobby, sit down, and keep your hands up until the police show up." You could see the anger in Suspect 1's face, and Suspect 2 was shaking so hard I could have sworn the building was shaking. A minute later, 2 cops ran in from where the security office was. They had a key for the door, and Police Officer 1 asked what was going on. I told him my story while Police Officer 2 went to handcuff the suspects. Police Officer 2: "Dad?" Police Officer 1: "You recognize one?" "Yeah, my father." "Hey, Barney Fife, you detained the bank president. What the hell do you think you were doing?" Stopping a bank robbery," I meekly said. Suspect 2 then pulls out a government ID badge indicating he was an auditor. He was still shaking and was so nervous he couldn't speak. The officers helped him up while I was apologizing, and Suspect 1 said they had to do a night audit, for apparently there was some cash missing and they were checking the books along with the cash on hand to find out who had taken the cash or just messed up the books. Feeling stupid, I went back to my patrolling, then wrote the incident in the daily log. The next day I found a memo for me to come to the company office and speak with the manager of the company. I thought, this is it, I'm getting chewed out and canned. To my surprise, the bank president had commended me for my diligence, my observations, and the way I handled things. The manager gave me a pat on the back for my work. "No, you did completely the right thing. If you're not sure in that situation, of course you call the police and let them sort it out. Oh, if you let them go, you definitely, if I was them, I would have fired you. But you didn't let them go, so that was actually the right thing to do in this situation. Good job." Okay, here is our next story. Yeah, I get a staff discount. I'm staff. I'm at work, it's a Sunday, I'm at the end of my shift, I'm tired and I want to go home. I've just clocked out and I'm at the till with some fish treatment for a mate and some frozen food for my snake. As usual, the cashier gives me my staff discount. We make conversation, but as there's someone else that wants to pay, I start to leave. That's when I hear this: "I want a discount." "I can't just give you a discount, I'm afraid." I turn around at this point because I know cashier is terrible with confrontation. Even me with my anxiety is better at arguing, and I have a feeling a manager may be needed, so it's best I stick around. "Why not? She got one." She's pointing at me. Cashier calmly explains that I work here, so I'm entitled to a staff discount. "She doesn't work here. I'm in here all the time and I've never seen her before." I go over to her, unzip my jacket so she can see my work polo underneath. The company name is clearly on it, and I have work keys on my lanyard around my neck with the company logo on it. The cashier is right. I do work here. "No, you don't." She throws a dirty look in the cashier's direction.
You two are friends, aren't you? She's giving you stuff cheaper because you're friends. I'll have you fired for this. I deserve a discount.
The cashier looks on the verge of tears. You can either pay for your items and leave with them or leave without them. It's your call, I say.
I deserve a discount.
I end up going to get the manager from upstairs, and between us, the cashier, 2 more staff members, we manage to get this woman to just pay for her stuff, full price, and go. I go home, get my rats in the freezer before they defrost. All is well. But that's not the end of it. The same lady came back in today while I was on tills. She comes straight up to my till with a bunch of items and declares she usually gets a discount. I recognize her and have seen this scam before, though never from someone as brazen as this. Oh really? I've never seen you here before. Lady points to a colleague. The colleague happens to be one of the ones who witnessed the ordeal last week.
Ask him. He knows who I am.
The colleague says,
oh yeah. She's the woman last week that demanded we give her a discount because she didn't believe that you worked here.
The woman looks mad. If this were a cartoon, there'd be smoke coming out of her ears. Ah, that'll be £500.
And my discount?
I can't give you one, I'm afraid.
You're new. I always get a discount.
I've been here over 2 years, actually.
Well, I've never seen you before.
Really? Because that's what you said last week. That'll be £500. The lady huffs, throws an air stone at me. Not sure if it was on purpose, but it hit me in the face. It's going to bruise. I'm more annoyed that my colleague and I ended up having to re-shelve all the stuff she left on my desk. Fish tanks are heavy. Oh, the best part? Some colleagues sent me a screenshot of a Google review this afternoon. That very woman had left a review saying we
ruined her son's birthday because we wouldn't serve her.
Called us rude and the usual crap. Manager replied and chewed her out with the truth. What a lad. Oh my god. I don't know. It just never occurs to me to ask for a discount in a store. Like, what's the point? Okay, here is our next story. Private property? Not to this, Karen. I'm a volunteer search and rescue canine handler and my dogs are pit bulls. I've been in search and rescue for 11 years now and have never really had much of an issue. Every once in a while we come across someone who doesn't understand what we do, but after a few minutes of explaining it, people change their attitudes and even get excited because we allow them to follow us and see what we're doing. Yesterday I was working my younger dog who's almost ready to certify but still has some minor issues we're training him on. We're working 20 acres of private property out of the 600 acres available to use. So, my dog is off leash, has 3 collars on him and is searching wonderfully. I'm watching my dog and I can tell he has a human scent. There's obvious body behavior you can see when a dog is in scent versus not. He's working around a large woodpile about 100 yards from me when he takes off over a ridgeline. A few minutes later he comes back and jumps on me, which is how he tells me he has found someone. I start to follow him when I hear a lady yelling. By this time my dog has come back again and told me again he found someone. Still running behind my dog, I come around a corner and there is Karen, all in her glory, swinging a hiking pole at my dog. I give my dog tons of praise. I mean, here's a lady screaming at him and waving a scary pole in his face, and he didn't care at all. He did his job very well. And that's what I want to see in my dogs.
How dare you let your dog off leash?
Sorry ma'am, I'm with Search and Rescue and we have permission to train our dogs off leash.
No dogs are allowed off leash. Your dog is dangerous.
Ma'am, you're on private property. My dog is training to find missing people. Karen then whips out her phone and starts recording me.
You think this behavior is acceptable?
Yes, that is his job.
I demand to speak to your supervisor.
Well, how my team works is we have senior members. We technically have one person in charge of the team, but we are all considered supervisors and in charge of everything. We have full rights to speak on behalf of the team, dismiss people for dangerous behavior, make decisions, etc. I am the supervisor.
There is someone above you.
Actually, no there isn't. I'm sorry you are upset, but what happened is what my dog is supposed to do.
You should ask people before you let your dog run up to them.
You are trespassing on private property. You shouldn't be here.
What's your name?
OP.
Your last name?
You don't need that. Karen then tries to turn to the 2 men who were with me and takes photos of them and my dog, who is still off leash, playing with his pink pig and laying in the snow.
Do you approve of this? What are your names?
Both guys shrugged and said she's the one in charge. Then finally Karen huffed off yelling. My dog got back to work to find the guy that was hidden 20 feet away from where this whole thing took place. Later she ran into the rest of the senior members and had words about how my dog charged her, acted very aggressive, and how I gave him treats for that behavior. They also tried to explain it to her and she told them to hush. And there was obviously something wrong with everyone on our team. My dog was perfect. Oh, and our dogs don't wear vests while working because where we are has tons of underbrush and some of our dogs have gotten seriously hurt wearing vests. We only use them on roadways or during firearms deer season. Okay, I get that you can get scared when a dog comes up to you. I get scared when dogs are off leash and come up to me, but screaming around an off-leash dog doesn't seem like the best way to deal with that to me. It seems like a good way to escalate the situation and scare the dog. So, this woman is nuts. I hope you guys enjoyed those I do work here lady stories. Read by Red. That's me. Please give the video a like if you did enjoy them. And don't forget to subscribe as well if you haven't already. I make videos every day and you want to listen to them. I'm sure you do. Thanks so much for watching today, guys. Bye.